think one of the lowest hanging fruit for existing SDR teams in terms of increasing productivity or output is just around properly setting expectations on activity metrics, right? And this might not be like a popular message or something that folks want to hear, but often we're speaking to leaders of sales development functions and they're tasking their reps with, a combined number of, 50, 60, 70 activities per day. That's including, email, phone, and LinkedIn. The problem with that is that when you break it down, most of the emails are automated off the back of a call that doesn't connect. And LinkedIn touches are just simply sending connection requests or sending, templated messages to prospects on LinkedIn. So what that actually means is that, reps might be making 20 or 30 actual dials per day, and then the rest of the activity that they're doing can be done in, 10 or 15 minutes because the emails are sent automatically and the messages on LinkedIn are simply like copy and pasted. All right, so if your reps are making 20 or 30 or even 40 dials per day, that's work that can be done without any technology, right? Dialing off an iPhone, you can get through that level of output in 2 hours. And so then the question becomes, if the rep's working for 8 hours, what are they doing for the other 6 hours of the day? Right? So one of the areas that you can really help to drive productivity is just by raising the expectation on activity levels for SDRs. And we get a bunch of pushback to this, which is like, we want to make sure our reps are being strategic in the way that they're reaching out, and we want them to do research beforehand, and all of that's great, right? But at the end of the day, even when conducting research, if you structure your time appropriately as an SDR, there's no reason that you shouldn't be making 80 to 100 dials per day, which will lead to a total number of touch points somewhere in the range of 160 to 180 if you're sending kind of automated emails off the back of call attempts that don't get connected. Right, so really take a look at the expectations that you're setting for SDRs around productivity. A good rule of thumb is that it's pretty easy to make 15 dial attempts per hour, regardless of how you're making those dials. Right, so 15 dial attempts per hour is a rule of thumb. Figure out how many hours of the day you want your reps prospecting, and then work backwards into the number of dial attempts that they make. Then off the back of that, you can send emails automatically to the ones that don't connect. That'll then double the number of activities that you make, right, that those reps are making. So really take a look at the expectations that you're setting for SDRs around the number of activities that they're executing, because that's quite often just a change in culture or a change in expectations can result in quite a large increase in the output that you're able to generate with existing resources without having to invest in expensive tech stack or without having to add headcount to the team.